beware, beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's by-state, you hear me, by-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Wednesday morning. You guys stick around. I know my show's a piece of crap. I know nobody likes what I say or how I say it. But today, it's going to be an interesting show. I've got an attorney with me, Mr. Mark Moran. He practices in Illinois and Missouri. He lives... Well, I can't tell you where he lives because he's probably going to piss some people off. But he's got a book out, and we're going to talk about the book. But Mark's going to give us the underbelly of the legal profession. And now those are my words, not his. But he's spoken to me off the air, and it's very, very interesting to see some of the slimy crap. And these are my words, not Mr. Moran's. Because, see, he has to have a little bit of decorum, and he's got certain rules he has to live by because he's an attorney. See, I'm just an asswipe, no good son of a bitch in America. I got no rules. I can say what I want when I want, and it's a shame the attorney can't, because my way of thinking, if you're an attorney, you see some of these asswipe judges, and there's some good judges out there. And again, don't anybody say Mark Moran said something bad about the judges. It's Bob Romanik. Let's don't confuse each other. But I say there's some rotten damn judges, and who would know better than the lawyers that go before them? They can't say anything. You know, they got all these rules, all this crap. They can't say anything. And I'm sure Mr. Moran will handle himself properly. But very interesting man. He's got a new concept. He's got a nice book out, and we're going to talk about all that. So stick around. You'll be bored with my crap, but we'll get with Mr. Moran momentarily. And then a good friend of mine will be on, and I don't know what the hell she's going to talk about. She's probably the only one that I fear more than my ex-wife. Dr. Karen Kaysen will be with us, and anybody knows her from East St. Louis. She's the black female Bob Romanik, because she don't give a damn. She's going to tell you the way she feels. She's been around a long time. She's been on the council in East St. Louis. She was a community activist, a community leader. And so it's going to be a surprise grab bag when Dr. Kaysen comes on, because I don't know where the hell we're going to end up. But stick around for both of those. We're going to take care of our housekeeping. And then I want to talk about LaToya and Lonzo Greenwood. You asswipe, no good for nothing, son of a bitch and black. You hear me? You hear me? And I'm a white guy. You black bastards. Not the proud black community, but you two black bastards. I offered to pay $10,000 yesterday or the day before. It's going to be 102 degrees. Lonzo Greenwood and LaToya Greenwood, my opposition for state representative in the 114th Legislative District, I just wanted to get that out. They put out, because they control Alonzo and his daughter, they control the East St. Louis Park District. I'm from the Roosevelt Homes. I used to walk to Jones's Park, and it was a treat. We had no air conditioning. Hell, if we had air conditioning, we couldn't use it, because we didn't have money for electricity to use the air conditioner. Hell, we had an air conditioner, we probably would have tried to eat it because we didn't have food like most people down there in East St. Louis. And it's not their fault. But I heard about that they needed $10,000. And it's not a political thing. People, I swear to you, it was in memory of my son. I get some benefit out of that to make me feel good and honor my son. I also get a benefit because those poor kids down in East St. Louis, they're going to be out in 102-degree temperature today. The heat index is going to be up to 108. So I say to you, and it's not political, I don't give a damn. I want that pool open. And you guys don't, nobody has to vote for me. I'm not taking any money. I don't give a damn. I'm telling you. I'm not going to kiss your ass. I'm not going to cut your grass for a vote like these guys do. I'm going to go up to Springfield and fight for you people in the 114th Legislative. Black, white, green, men, women, Democrats and Republicans. If I can do something for a Democrat and he's in my district, I'm going to do something for him. These son of a bitches all want to play strictly politics. Oh, you didn't vote for me, you're Republican, I can't help you out. The hell you can't. We're Americans before we're Democrats and Republicans. And it just pisses me off. But I'm challenging you, Lonzo Greenwood, you low-life piece of political crap, you no-good black son of a bitch, and I hope I don't piss off the black community. He's the one that should piss off the proud black community because I'm just exposing him for what he is. He's a plantation Negro. If Bob Sprague would tell him to take this money and open up the pool, he would. And I say to you, Sprague, you greasy white son of a bitch, pissy pants I call him. Bob, I'd rather piss in my pants than piss in the urinal, Sprague. You and Sweet Cakes, Kern, why don't you guys put the money down there? Alonzo Greenwood would take it from you. I don't give a damn about taking the credit. I give a damn about driving by there and seeing those young kids that aren't burning up this summer. You rotten bastard. See, you ain't been there, Sprague. I've been there. I can talk the talk because I've walked the walk. We didn't eat. We sweated in our house at night in the Roosevelt homes. And you rotten bastard, your daddy give you everything you had. He put everything on the table for you. He put you through law school. And then you got mad over a financial reason and you didn't go to his funeral? You people out there, I don't want to talk politics. I want to talk personal. This no good ass. And Sprague, come get me. You're the big shot attorney in St. Clair County. You're the leader of the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, the Democratic organization. See, people, I don't give a damn. I do not give a damn. But Alonzo Greenwood, LaToya Greenwood, LaToya, you make $100,000 a year sitting on your ass at the school district. You're making 30, 40 sitting on your ass at the city council. And now you want to make another $80,000, $100,000 a year, be a state representative? When's this going to stop? I'm not going to take a penny of the taxpayers' money. I don't need it. And I challenge you, LaToya, if you win, not to take a penny. Because you greedy ass, no count, good for nothing political piece of scum, you and your old man. Let's get that pool open. And I'm not playing, guys. I've been there. I've done that. Here's what I challenge everybody, black and white, men and women, Democrats and Republicans. Go sit in your house. Turn the damn air conditioner off. Today's going to be the hottest day. You sit in that house for 2 or 3 hours, and you blow that fan, and you blow that hot air in your face like we did. We had to take ice. We had to take ice to survive some heated days. No good pieces of crap. And you people in East St. Louis, you need to stand up. You need to demand. Call the park. I'll give them my money. But Greenwood, he doesn't want me to do that. Because then some people may say, hey, that Romanik ain't too bad a guy. We're going to vote for him. Well, Greenwood, please. I'm telling the people right now. Don't vote for me just because I want to get the pool open down in East St. Louis. Because you'd be idiots to do that. Vote for me because you think I'll go to Springfield and fight for you. This situation here has nothing to parks that I opened up in Carlisle and Ramsey Lake and Horseshoe Lake. Had nothing to do with politics. It had to do with my heart, not this political crap. And I don't give a damn. And you people down there, if I do something down there for my son and that's why you vote for me, then you're crazy. Because that's not going to get anything done for you in Springfield. I want you to vote for me because I'll be the craziest son of a bitch they ever had in Springfield. I don't give a damn about Democrats. Don't give a damn about Republicans. I give a damn about you people in the 114th District, East St. Louis, Freeburg, Millstadt, Smithton, Lebanon, O'Fallon. That's who I care about, the people that are going to put me up to Springfield. Alonzo, Charlie Powell, Parks, LaToya Greenwood. That's 4. That's $2,500, people. Why don't all 4 of you? And I'll get on the air tomorrow, and I'll salute you for opening up that pool with your money. I promise you I will. I don't have to have any of the credit. I don't want the credit. I want that pool open. And I think the good people of East St. Louis, they deserve that. Now, I guess Lincoln Park's open, but you know how many people live on the northeast side of East St. Louis? They can't get over to Lincoln Pool. Hell, they barely got money to eat. Most of them don't have cars that run. If they had a car that ran, they wouldn't have the gas or the insurance. And nobody gives a damn. Don't give a damn if they're black. Don't give a damn if they're white. They're people. Bob Sprague lives in a $2 million house. He makes $300,000 a year. Here's what I'll tell you. Garrett Horner, the white boy, the attorney for School District 189, makes $400,000 a year. Take $10,000 out of your pocket like I'm going to take out of mine, and I didn't make my money from the taxpayers. You know, I'm not the best guy in town. I'm not the worst. And I'm far from being perfect, but I'll be damned. When there's a situation like this, you got to stand up. And you got to take a stance. I called down there, can't get any response. They're going to let these kids suffer all summer. They're going to let these kids suffer, get heat strokes. Now, I'll tell you what, Greenwood, both of you, and Parks, and Charlie Powell, let one person, heaven forbid, especially a child, let one person die from a heat stroke. You son of a bitches then should be charged. You guys are the leaders of the community in East St. Louis. This crap never should have happened. Me opening up Horseshoe Lake and Carlisle Lake, that never should have happened. The ass wipes up in Springfield, Democrats and Republicans, the state representatives, the state senators. This crap shouldn't happen. Been without a budget for over a year. People, they work for us. If you had an asswipe employee that sat on his ass and didn't do what you told him to do, he'd be fired tomorrow. This election's coming up in November the 8th. Everybody in the state of Illinois needs to call their state representative, needs to call their state senator and say, hey, you asswipe bastards, if we don't have a budget within 30 days, you son of a bitches aren't going to get my vote. We got to put the pressure on these people. And I'm putting the pressure on you guys down in East St. Louis. And Sprague, you're the leader of the community. You're going to go down there and ask for all the black votes so you can get your people elected, so you can be the rainmaker, so you can be local counsel for every big lawsuit that comes to town, and you can use your political influence in the courthouse. You guys, $10,000 a drop in the bucket to you bastards. Sprague, you make a couple $100,000 in Cahokia, a couple $100,000 in Centerville Township. Garrett Horner, your partner in political crime, makes $400,000 for School District 189. You asswipe bastards, black and white. And this pisses me off. I've been there. I've done that. I've experienced everything those kids down in East St. Louis are experiencing today. Hot as hell. Do me a favor, everybody, and then you'll be as pissed as I am. Sit in your room, in your house this afternoon. Shut the air conditioner off. Put as many fans as you want, because all you're going to do is be circulating 110-degree temperature. Do that for a couple hours, and then you'll think different. Sprague's never had to do that. Garrett Horner's never had to do that. Kern's never had to do that. His daddy's giving him $20 million. Bear Civic's never had to do it. I've had to do it. Most of you people have had to do it, and that's over with. But now we can make a difference. We can stop the kids down in East St. Louis. And I had someone say, hey, don't give a damn down there. Let me tell you what. Young kids, and I mean this with all due respect because I love animals, young kids are like animals. They're not black. They're not white. They're children. You don't see a dog say, oh, that dog, that's a black dog. I don't want it. No, they're children. They're animals. That's why we're put on this earth, to take care of the children, take care of the animals, because they can't take care of themselves. And you rotten bastards, I call all of yous out, Democrats and Republicans. I don't give a damn. Let's get together. Everybody give $1. Everybody give $100. Every one of you politicians. And I'll match it. Let's get that. You guys can have all the credit. Let's get that pool open. 102 today. 110, 112 with the heat index. And I know some people say, hey, he's going crazy with this crap. You go sit in your house for 2 or 3 hours with no air conditioners today. You'll think, oh, you'll be crazier than I am. I did that year after year. And I'm not happy. And we went without eating a lot. And I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me, because that's the way it is. But it doesn't have to be that way for those children down in East St. Louis. It doesn't have to be. And you asswipe bastards not to take my $10,000 out of my pocket. It's not taxpayers' money. Your money will be taxpayers' money, all of you. Please, guys. Not for me, because I don't give a damn. But for those poor kids down in East St. Louis who are going to suffer. This is going to be probably the 5th hottest summer in history. And for a measly $10,000, that means nothing to you guys that make $400,000 or $500,000 off the proud blacks. $10,000? I'm sure you can probably write it off. I've donated $300,000, $400,000 in my life, and I'll promise you, I'll show you every one of my tax returns. I've never taken a penny as a write-off. I give money because I want to, not because I want a tax write-off. But you guys can probably get a tax write-off. Bear Civic, Kern, and you guys all listen. They all listen. They have people listen. They listen all the damn time. I know you guys are listening. Let's get past politics for a while. Let's quit playing politics. Let's play people. Let's be Americans, not Democrats, not Republicans. Let's be Americans today. Let's have a heart. Let's have a heart. Not a knife to stab each other in the back. Let's have a heart today. And think about it. Sprague, Bear Civic, Kern, all you asswipe bastards, Greenwood, Parks, Charlie Powell. If that was your son, that was your daughter, would you want that for them? Hell no, you wouldn't. Hell no, you wouldn't. And those families out there are just as good as my family and your family. So you guys think about it. Somebody, don't give me, give these rotten bastards a call, because, see, I can't do anything about it. When Greenwood says, back off Romanik, he's saying that for personal reasons and political reasons, because personal, it's his daughter running, and political, it's his daughter running for state rep against me. And I promise you, people, let's get it open. You don't have to thank me. I'll get thanks enough when I drive by there. I drove by Horseshoe Lake and saw those kids having fun. Made my day. Nobody has to give me accolades, because I don't give a damn. I'm not here to make a friend. I'm here to make a difference. And I'm tired of this crap. I'm just tired of it. 102 today, you ass-white bastards down in East St. Louis, you plantation Negroes. If Sprague needed money so they could have something up here in Belleville, you bastards would be shoveling out money in your pocket all day long. How disrespectful are you guys, you plantation Negroes, to the proud black community? The proud black community puts you rotten bastards in a position to help them out, and you sell out to Belleville. Now, people, listen to me. I think Sprague's a no-good son of a bitch. And Sprague, I don't want your money. Sprague, Kern, call down there and tell Greenwood, who you guys control, tell them to let me put that $10,000 in their account so they can open up the pool today. I'm challenging you guys to make one damn call, you no good rotten bastards. Let's take care of housekeeping. I got Mark Moran coming. I've got Dr. Kaysen. And I got a pain in my ass right now because of this crap. Where the hell am I at? That pisses me off. You know. Okay, Saturday, June the 25th. A barbecue this Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. It'll go until the barbecues run out. It'll be held at the Knights of Columbus in O'Fallon, Illinois. All proceeds will go to operating costs for the underwater team. Their mission includes assisting all local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies and local fire departments. Now, these guys are the OSART group. These guys go out. They're like volunteer firemen. They go out in the water in the dangerous water, and they can't get any funding. And I salute you guys for all you do. It's amazing. They have to have a fundraiser, so if somebody drowns, they can go get the body. We've got money for everything else. I'm for giving these guys some money. But anyway, if we can get out there and the radio station's going to try to make it, please, guys, go out and help this great group. You can call 618-409-8453 and ask for Chris. He'll give you the information. And we're going to try to come by this Friday. They're going to come by and be on the air, and we hope they do. But it's going to be Saturday, June the 25th, at the Knights of Columbus Hall in O'Fallon, Illinois. Great group of guys. We want to salute you. The 145th Annual Millstadt Fireman's Picnic coming up Friday and Saturday, July the 8th and 9th at Liederkrantz Park in the great, great town of Millstadt, Illinois. They're going to have the cold beer. Yeah, you got to have cold beer in Millstadt. They're going to have brats. They're going to have all kind of barbecue. They're going to have Chicago Ball Tournament Friday and Saturday. Engine House Kettle Corn. They're going to have music by Metal Studs and the Well Hungarians. It's going to be July the 8th and 9th at Liederkrantz Park in Millstadt, Illinois, the 145th Annual Millstadt Fireman's Picnic. And again, we want to salute the Millstadt Fire Department and all the firefighters, all the policemen, all the first responders for what they do. They don't get enough accolades. We want to salute you guys today and every day. Also, the Lebanon, Illinois Volunteer Fire Department annual fireworks at Homer Park starts at dusk on July the 3rd, and on July the 8th and 9th, the Fireman's Picnic. It'll be held at the new firehouse at 760 North Monroe. There'll be a parade both nights at 6 o'clock. The Jarrells will play Friday night, and Whiskey Dixon on Saturday. Richard Smith, again, thank you guys out there in Lebanon. Thanks for the information. Friedrich Fireworks, also coming up this Saturday, June the 25th, from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Three Springs Park in Shiloh, Illinois. Great, great town of Shiloh. That's my district, and hopefully I'll meet a lot of people out there. They're going to have the biggest, Gene informs me, going to be the biggest fireworks display since the fireworks display on the 4th of July at the Arch. She puts on a hell of a show. There are going to be bands, the Singing Sheriff, Tailgate Troubadours. It's going to be open to the public. They're going to have the military up there, honoring all the military on stage, and hopefully I'll be part of that ceremony, because I love this great country. These politicians, I hate their ass-wiped son of a bitch and no good for nothing, low-life bastards. I hate them, but I love this great country and what it stands for. Anyway, that's going to be on June the 25th at Three Springs Park in Shiloh. The American Legion Post 1937, their meet, shoot, and wheel raffle this Sunday, June the 26th at TR's Place, located at 4901 Concordia Church Road. It starts at noon. For any information, you can contact Commander Jim Farbus at 409-1212. Knights of Columbus in Cahokia coming up this Saturday, June the 25th, from 4 to 8 p.m., located at the Knights of Columbus Building, 100 East 5th Street in Cahokia. It's to benefit the Semper Fi Fund and the American Fund. Radio station's going to try to make it out. If you guys can get out there, please do. See, I don't need to talk when I get this pissed off, but I got to finish this. New Memphis Station coming up this Saturday, their first annual crawfish boil. Starts at 2 p.m. They're going to have crawfish. You're going to have a great day. They're going to have bands. Bring your lawn chairs out. If you'd like to get some information, you can call Cliff. It's 618-588-3000. Dine and donate this Friday, June the 24th, at the Kaskaskia River House. It's to benefit the New Athens Volunteer Fire Department. They're going to have music from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. the next morning. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact 476-2223. St. Stephen's Church having their all-you-can-eat chicken dinner this Saturday. Everything happens on Saturday, June the 25th, from 3 to 7 p.m. at Vote Hall, located at Route 159 in Caseyville. St. Stephen's Church, right across the way from the Caseyville City Hall. Freeburg Police and Public Safety Fundraiser will be held Saturday, July the 16th. 1 o'clock p.m. shotgun start, 4-person scramble to be held at the Clinton Hills Golf Course. If you have any desire, you can contact Matt Trout, one of the great village trustees in the village of Freeburg. You can contact him to get involved at 618-410-8077. They need to get money to raise for the canine out in Freeburg. And Matt, thank you very much for your support. Matt Trout, thank you very much for your support for the police department. I'll be sending a check out for a whole sponsorship, and hopefully we can get a lot of other people. But it's going to be the Freeburg Police and Public Safety Fundraiser to be held Saturday, July the 16th. Again, 410-8077, Matt Trout, to get any information on the Freeburg Police and Public Safety Fundraiser. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. Go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, for the best of all three of our stations. You can like us on Facebook, KQQZ 1190 AM, RKZQZ 1430 AM. You can go to my Fans of the Grim Reaper page, and never forget the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook, where you'll get all the insight about St. Clair County politics. You can listen to my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. Also, I'm broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. I want to say hi. I met two great people, Paul and Catherine Hammond. Met them last night. They're from Smithton. Met them at Denny's. Great people. Paul and Catherine, thank you guys very much for listening. Hope you enjoy the hat and the shirts. I appreciate it when people come up and talk to me, because it's very humbling, the people that do listen. Dorothy Joshua, I appreciate you today and every day. She says, I don't know, though, Dorothy. You say you listen every day and you only agree with 99% of what I say. Come on. Now, that pisses me off. No, it doesn't. Dorothy Joshua, she's a public servant, even though she's not an elected official. She's a activist. She's a political activist down in East St. Louis. She's been concerned about the good people of East St. Louis. And Dorothy Joshua, I want to salute you, and I will probably use some of your recommendations on those songs. Thank you very much. And from Jerry Rosh, my good buddy, great military hero, he says, I do not approve of political jokes. I've seen too many of them get elected. Thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to get the underbelly of the legal profession by a great attorney over here in Illinois, Mr. Mark Moran. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting. You're the guardian and your guardian of the First Amendment. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. We've got some callers. Let's go ahead and take a caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Good morning, Bob Romanik. How are you?
Fine, sir.
I'm Gene Fowler from the Office of Congress for Racial Equality National Board member.
Oh, that's right, Gene. I do remember you. You're with CORE, the National...
I'm National Board member for CORE.
Well, how you doing,
CORE.
sir?
I'm blessed. Could be better, could be worse. But I called in this morning. I thought when I met you several years ago, along with Brother Bob Williams, that you were a very unique person in this country, from the level that you speak from and the concern that you have for all people. And I'm calling this morning to commend you for your efforts of helping communities of Illinois based on the neglection of its political leadership to be able to get a budget and take care of the business of the people. But recognizing that you got short of time, I want to blatantly say this. It is an embarrassment, and every black leader in East St. Louis who's standing in the way politically from the community of East St. Louis to get the support, financial support that you have offered to give, to open up the swimming pools for our children. You're right. 100 and something degrees in the sun is not nothing to play with.
No, Gene, I've been there, and I'm sure you probably have too. And it's not a political ploy with me. I swear on everything that's holy to me, I'm doing this for two reasons. Out of memory and respect for my son, and out of respect for the proud black community that can't help themselves at some time. I can help. There's other people, black and white, that could help. But in this world, Gene, nobody wants to help. They want to take. Nobody wants to give anymore.
But I think the worst thing about all of this at this point, and I was troubled when I heard you and my best friend, Mayor Carl Officer, discuss this yesterday, that here you got communities who, if they wanted to, could possibly come and pull their money together and open up the swimming pools on their own, who have seen the need to support and accept your support, eliminating politics, but accepting the moral fiber of being willing to help do something for the people. And for black leadership, any black leadership, I don't care where they at, and for East St. Louis black leadership, who's already torn with the fact of not being able to produce a community that's viable and livable for all of the people in that community. They should be ashamed to go home recognizing that they're living and their lives is based on what they receive from the so-called representation of black poor folks. I call for every leader in East St. Louis to get together, and if they're not willing to accept what the help you're willing to give, go in their own pockets, which they won't be going in their pockets, they'd be going back into the taxpayers' pockets, and give to black children and to children, period.
Yeah, thank you, Gene. Hey, Gene, I got to cut you sharp. And Mr. Gene Fowler, National Board Member for the Congress for Racial Equality, thanks for the call, thanks for the concern. And, Gene, let me tell you, in leaving, that's not my child that's going to get hot down there, but it's somebody's child, and that's all that matters to me. Okay, thank you very much for the call.
Thank you.
What the hell's wrong with people? Those are kids down there burning up. Don't give a damn black, white. They're children. Okay. With me, Mr. Mark Moran, and we're going to get a little background. Mark, how the heck you doing? I'm sorry you had to put up with my crap for this segment. We got it sometime, but Mark, give me a little background. You're an attorney, and you're here to, in my words, give the listeners the real underbelly of some of the crap in the legal profession. Am I right or wrong?
That's correct, Bob. I am here to spread the word about how families are being literally destroyed by ancient lawyer fee practices that have existed since the Civil War.
Okay, and you are an attorney.
Yes, I am. I've practiced in Missouri and Illinois for almost 30 years, and I've taken a criminal case through the U.S. Supreme Court and ended up winning that case eventually. And I've been an in-house counsel for corporations, insurance companies, and defended the insurance companies. I have represented injured people, and I've practiced law as honorably as I can do it in both Missouri and Illinois, and I'm proud to be an attorney.
Now, you've got some esteemed family members that have actually been in the judicial side of the legal profession, right?
That's true. My late uncle was George Moran Sr., who was on the Court of Appeals in Illinois, and two cousins, his son and daughter, George Jr. and Kathleen, who are both tremendous trial judges. My father also sat as a judge, as a JAG officer, as a brigadier general in the Air Force.
I want to salute him for that, sir. Thank him very much.
For court martials, and also as he also served as the Missouri liquor supervisor and sat in trial of different liquor violations in Missouri. So I come from a lot of lawyers and judges, and I respect the system so much that I must tell the truth about the system, how it's harming people.
Yeah. Now, you know what? I got to say, Mark, and I do the same thing, because back in the day, I was just as bad as these rotten bastards that I talk about. But about 20 years ago, a light just come on. I said, what the hell am I doing this crap for? And what compelled you? Now, you know, you're not going to be well-liked by some of the lawyers in your profession, but I think you'll like yourself, because I like myself better, that I kind of come out of the political closet and said, hey, this shouldn't happen to the good people of America. I had enough, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but what compelled you to write this great book that I've read a little bit of? It's called The Redeemer, and we want to get to your website and how to get the book and how to get in contact with you. But what compelled you to not be mainstream? And you're going to take some criticism, but what compelled you to do that?
Well, you could say I was blessed in one way and cursed in another way by being the son of my unique father. And Dad was both a general in the Air National Guard, but also a civil attorney. And the Air Force told him back in the 60s that he was not allowed to practice personal injury law and pay referral fees, because that was part of organized crime. And he shared that with me before he died of cancer in '86. He also shared many other things about the practice of law and how politicians are, in a corrupt way, given secret lawyer fees that circumvent the Election Commission rules. But then 30 years later, or 25 years later, I was representing a gentleman through the U.S. Supreme Court, and I found that a lot of these things are still being done. And then I went and got a master's degree in computers, and I analyzed the system, and the system was just plain defective on giving people the proper notice about critical money that they need for their medical bills and why so many people are going bankrupt. So I really took it as a mission from God for me to carry this message to people, and as a for-profit and a non-profit organization. And it's a mission of mine. It's the truth. Every single attorney, everyone, has agreed that my math is dead on right. And then about a half a dozen or so have asked me how much life insurance I have.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Hey, Mark, one thing I want to ask you, I don't want to get off track, but it always amazed me. I get my arm cut off. I go to an attorney. He spends 2 or 3 months. I mean, it's a deal that they know they were wrong, the company that I worked for. I get $3 million, and the attorney gets $1 million, and I lost an arm. I mean, and I don't want to cast a bad light on attorneys, because I've got a lot of friends that are attorneys, a lot of reputable attorneys. But why the hell do I have to give up a third?
Well, I asked my father that one day when I came home from law school, and he said that's so the lawyer can pay his referral fee. And it's still the best answer I've ever seen, and I've researched it deeply throughout the internet and elsewhere. So that 1/3 started out as a real standard in the Great Depression, and it allows a lawyer to then give a kickback referral fee to the lawyer who sent him the case.
Okay.
If he wasn't sent the case, he still pockets that, and it's 1/3 of 1/3, so it's 1/9 of that $3 million. So
goes to the referral guy.
Correct. So it would be about $333,000 would go to the lawyer who referred it. Sadly, you would not be told about it.
Oh, hell no, you're not.
You're not told that a freebie of $333,000 tax-free dollars is going to somebody who just picked up a phone and referred you.
Yeah. And here's the other problem I've got. And again, we need lawyers. We need competent, fair lawyers. But you got asswipe lawyers, some, just like you got asswipe politicians, asswipe priests, asswipe radio hosts, asswipe. There's some bad in everything, but... and the attorney told me one time, he said, Bob, I'm going to send you out here, because I was a legal investigator. And I says, That's going to be about $300 for gas and whatever. He said, no, fly first class, stay in a nice place. I said, no, I don't want to do that to you. He says, no, it's a client cost. And I thought and you know what I did, Mark? I did not do that job because I felt bad. I don't want to take the client. Guy broke his back. The guy was paralyzed. But the lawyer trying to help me out, and I understand that. No, go first class, fly, get a... I said, hey, I don't want to get involved in it. And that's crap that goes on that makes you good attorneys that are trying to do right. One bad attorney makes all bad attorneys,
Yep. It's the rotten apple that spoils the bushel. And that, what you just described, goes on so often. It's sad. And the clients don't know any better. And that's primarily my main message is the lack of an audit. The rules do not provide an effective way for the clients to be able to audit their lawyer's bills. And it starts from the beginning when you hire the lawyer. And my website, I decided to build this website so that everyone can have access to this information immediately. No matter what happens to me or whatever, they will be able to find out how this is done. And it's not just personal injury law. Our website's going to cover all areas of law. But the thing is that the client is being used by the lawyers sometimes as a milking cow. And is that done all the time? No. Some lawyers, yes. They're like a dairy cow for the lawyer to milk.
Yeah, I know lawyers, a couple of asswipe lawyers over in St. Louis, won't mention their names. I've mentioned their names on the radio before. But I know what they do. If they need money for a vacation, if they need money for this, they just generate 2 or 3 phone calls. They'll say they did this. How the hell do I know how many hours it took you to research this or to do this? And a decent lawyer like you and a lot of the good lawyers won't do that. But again, it just takes one to devastate one person's life, and one person's life could be mine.
Bob, you're hitting the nail on the head. And that's something that some lawyer eventually is going to have to tell the truth and jump on this grenade that's destroying families. It really is. These medical bills, monies that these people need, and they don't have them because these secret fees are being paid. For instance, in your case, that $333,000 is needed by you for a prosthetic in the future, et cetera.
Right. Yes, sir.
And when you don't have that, you file bankruptcy. When you file bankruptcy, you're now in the number one cause of divorce. It's destroying families from coast to coast, especially in Illinois.
Good point. We're going to take a quick break. Before we do, Mark, give us your website a couple times so people can write this down. I've looked at it. Very informative. You people need to go here because you're going to get, in my words, the underbelly of what's really going on. So give us your website, how we can get a copy, or they can get a copy of this great book, The Redeemer. Give us all that information before we take a break, Mark.
Thanks, Bob. It's goodlawyergoodprice.com, and it's an informative site, so it's goodlawyergoodprice.com. The lawyer search capability will follow in the near future. You can get the book through Amazon. It's The Redeemer. It is written by Mark Moran, M-O-R-A-N. And last time I checked, it was $30 in free shipping on Amazon. And I do donate a portion of those proceeds to disabled vets, and your purchase would be appreciated. It's an expose of the corruption in the system, and the case that I took through the U.S. Supreme Court. I changed the names to protect the guilty.
Mr. Mark Moran, it's goodlawyergoodprice.com. Common spelling, one word, goodlawyergoodprice.com. Do you have an office, or can they just get everything through here?
They can get everything through there. Contact information is going to be in the near future, but they should be able to contact us through the contact info there. And we do have contact at info.goldenrulelaw@gmail.com. And that website is going to open your eyes as to what happens to you when you hire somebody.
Mark, I gotta have you come back. I mean, we're through with this segment, but please, I'm asking you to come back because I want to talk about class action suits, and now that's some crap. I'm going to talk about that and other things. Very interesting. Would you come back next week? I know you've got trial work to do and whatever, but love to have you come back, and I appreciate the time, appreciate the book, a great read. People, go to goodlawyergoodprice.com, and you'll be informed. You'll be amazed as to what's really going on, that it will or could affect you. Mr. Mark Moran, last word.
If you do want to see something that describes these terrible fees, go to the internet for Corcoran versus Dowd, and it's a Chicago Tribune article written by a law professor that describes it wonderfully, how a widow had to pay $140,000 of these secret fees, and it was terrible. So I would be glad to come back, Bob. You've got
Mr. Mark Moran, thank you very much, sir. That's goodlawyergoodprice.com. Get his book. Go to this website. Very, very informative. And again, thank you for your time. We are definitely going to have him back, because the underbelly of the legal profession may not be interesting to you now, but it may be in the future. Mr. Mark Moran, thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with a good friend of mine. And stay tuned, because I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Dr. Karen Kaysen will be back with us right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. On his way out the door, Mr. Moran, and again, we want to thank him for that information. We definitely want him back. You go to goodlawyergoodprice.com, one word, common spelling. He advised me that these secret lawyer fees, it's over $24 billion, people, $24 billion in these secret lawyer fees, that when we go to a lawyer, we're paying $24 billion in secret lawyer fees. Go to goodlawyergoodprice.com. With me, a great friend, a great lady from East St. Louis, a leader of the community, Dr. Karen Kaysen. Karen, I'm glad you stopped by, and I've talked so much, my voice hurts. I've hurt my head. So you take over. What the heck is going on in your world?
Bob, everything is going on, not only in my world, but in the community at large. And I'm thinking in terms of what you said as far as the opening the swimming pool. Mm-hmm. I think it's just horrible. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be mistaken, I haven't checked, I don't think Lincoln Park is open. It may be, but I don't. Yeah,
well, I just read it was Jones's Park, and I just felt compelled to help the community. And I don't know. I'll help to pay to open them Lincoln Park. I don't care. That money's to be spent, not to be worshipped.
Well, Bob, we're dealing with people who worship money, worship power.
Good point.
They're also bullies, intimidators, and hypocrites. Those are the type of people that we're dealing with. First of all, I want to say that I am 100% supportive of the Freedom Coalition.
Thank you very much,
and
Doctor.
Anything that I can do to enhance or support the Freedom Coalition, I am here to serve.
Karen, to have your support, we really appreciate that, because you know what's going on in East St. Louis. You've been a civic leader down there, and to have you supportive of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition really means a lot to me and the organization. Thank you very much.
And it's really funny, because some of the so-called Democrats who are in leadership positions, especially with the St. Clair County Democratic Organization, they need to be members of the Freedom Coalition, because the concept is vote the person and not the party.
Yeah, you're right.
And I do know of examples of being a hypocrite that the St. Clair County Democratic Organization were indeed hypocrites when it came to voting the person and not the party.
Yeah.
Good example was in 2004 when they had two Democrats running for U.S. Senator. They had President Obama and Jack Ryan. And basically what happened is there were people in East St. Louis, I was one, that was in support of Barack Obama. And the quote-unquote powers to be in Belleville.
The white boys, come on.
They sent the so-called powers to be in East St. Louis to come to talk to me, to tell me that I could not be for Barack Obama. I had to be for who they wanted, which was the person.
Right.
And they both were Democrats. Another example was 2 years ago. My daughter, and I want to preface by saying that I'm speaking for myself and not my daughter.
Okay.
She was, we've always been lifelong Democrats, my whole family. She'd been on the bench for 12 years, a Democrat. And she wanted to run for circuit judge. They told them, even though you're a Democrat, we're not going to be for the person, for you.
Right.
You know, we're not even for the party, and you're a Democrat. So they went and got someone else that had no political background and ran that person. In other words, say, well, LaNina, you cannot run.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to I want to come back.
Yeah, I do
next
want you
week,
back, Doc.
Because I do have a lot I want to talk about, and I do know, because of time constraints.
Well, Dr. Karen Casey, we will have you back. And before we go, Doc, you're right, because they had Bill Clay Jr., the lawyer, worked for the state's attorney's office. The white boy sent him down to East St. Louis and say, hey, be for me for judge because I'm black. He's black, but he's stepping and fetching for the white boys. When, and I got to ask you, Karen, rhetorically, because I know you don't know, but when is the black community, and I'm a white guy, and I'm a proud white guy, and I want to see the white people benefit, but I want to see the black people benefit too. When are the proud blacks going to understand how Sprague and Kern has manipulated everybody and not just screwed the blacks, they've screwed the white people?
Speaking of Sprague and Kern and that entity, it reminds me of the Democrat in Birmingham, Alabama in 1960, Bull Connor, was a Democrat. But he was one who used high-pressured hoses against the blacks down there, or anybody that was for desegregation.
Right.
He was also one that sicked the dogs on them. What we're dealing with in St. Clair County is the same form. It's the 2016 version of what was happening in Birmingham, Alabama in 1960. And I do think that the people need to be educated. And because a lot of people, young people, they don't know anything about,
You're right.
The 1960s and 1970s and what people went through. Yeah. And we got to get out here and we got to educate them to let them know that, you're free. You can do what you want to do.
And Dr. Kaysen, thank you very much. And it's not a black-white thing, people. It's a right or wrong thing, and it's wrong what the hell's going on. These politicians, Democrats, Republicans, black and white, they want to separate the masses of whites, the masses of blacks, because separated, they can control us. But together, people, that's why the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is uniting, not changing Democrats to Republicans or vice versa. They're uniting Democrats, Republicans, independents, men, women, black, white, for a more effective and efficient and honest form of government. We don't give a damn what color. We're all red, white, and blue. We're all red, white, and blue people. We're all Americans. Don't let these ass-white politicians separate us. Dr. Karen Kaysen, hope you'll come back because I know you've got a lot to say. A great lady from East St. Louis, a leader of the community. Dr. Karen Kaysen, thank you for your time, sweetheart.
And thank you, Bob. And I just want to say anything that I can do as far as the Freedom Coalition, I'm here.
Well, hey, if we've got the endorsement from the Kaysens, we've got a lot. Thank you very much, Doc. We'll have you back on. We're running out of time. Got to go. See you tomorrow. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio. And you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio. And as always, we are proud, very proud to be the Patriot. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be all over the subject. We don't care, people. As you know me, I'm for what's right. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what somebody thinks of me. I don't give a damn what somebody does to me. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to do what I think's right, and I hope you people feel the same way. Let's get off our asses. Let's make a difference. Not a friend. If we can make a friend along the way, fine, but let's make a difference. A difference when you go home and you look in the mirror. A positive difference is going to be a lot better than just making a friend, going along with the situation. I'm tired of going along with the situation. You're going to see the craziest son of a bitch in Springfield you ever saw if I get elected. And I am half nuts, and I'm proud of it. These rotten bastards have made me that way. So let's all continue to unite together, black, white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans. Let's expose these no-good son of a bitch and political, parasitical, perverted punks that we call politicians. And at the end of the day, is November the 8th, 2016. Let's destroy these son of a bitches and start all over again. Let's knock down this corrupt political house and build from the foundation up. Let's destroy them once and for all. Politically, of course. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time.
And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away.